Hello, Pinewood. I'm here to tell you a little bit about Flipgrid. Um, Flipgrid is a great tool for getting video discussions and commentaries going with your kids. It's been around for a few years. It gained a lot of momentum a couple years ago, and then Microsoft bought them for like $1 billion. Yay, if you are one of the founders of Flipgrid, you're not worrying about money like the rest of us right now. So let's go to Flipgrid and let's sign in. And it's totally free. So you can sign in through your Google account, which is the ideal way. So I'm going to go sign in through mine right here. And I already have an account set up. If you haven't used this before, you're going to need to. When you first sign in, it's going to ask you to create a grid. So what a grid is a grid is just a folder for all of your discussions. You can have multiple grids. A grid is not a topic. It is sort of like a folder for a variety of topics. So I set up a grid that says Teacher Remote Learning, and you'll see inside this grid are 3 different topics. Biggest high point of week 1, low point of week 1, and then this was just one to test with a teacher, impressionist art response. Obviously, it's off topic. So that's what a grid looks like. So let me just walk you through a few things here. So once you set up your grid, you can set up your topics inside of it. You can share the entire grid or the subtopic. And the way this works is when you share it with somebody, they are going to open it and they're going to be able to see. Let me just share one and show you. Okay, let's do this one. Biggest high point of week number 1. So this is what it looks like to share. So when you click on sharing, you have the URL right here. And then you have an embed code button here. We'll talk about that in Schoology and how you can embed it in Schoology. Guest mode is for people outside of your organization. So usually you want this off if you're using it inside a school, especially inside of Pinewood, because this will make it so anybody outside of pinewood.edu emails can log in. If you did it this way, it means that only people in pinewood.edu can actually sign in. So to show you what this looks like, if I copy this and then paste it in a new window, it's now going to think that I'm an end user. So it's going to ask me to sign in, and it's doing that because it is looking for that pinewood.edu. So this is what your student will see when they sign into this. Okay, so they will see a picture that you might have posted and associated with it. They'll see your question, and then they will get to respond. So these are the 4 teachers that gave me a response so far. And this could be done on an iPad or on a Mac. So when a teacher wants to, or a teacher or a student wants to respond, they just hit the plus button. And when they're ready, they start recording their video. They can add all sorts of cool stuff to it. So you'll see some video options here. You'll see little stickers and filters and text they can put on it. And they can put emojis inside it. They want an emoji up here. Obviously, this has nothing to do with the content, but it does make it fun for them. They can draw on it. They can put a board to pin things up, add a custom sticker. So there's all sorts of cool things that they can add to it. And then when they want to record, they just hit the record button and start recording. When they're done recording, it will pop up here. And there's a lot of settings that you can use so they don't see each other's or they do see each other's, but that's what a student user end looks like. So here's back to your end. Here's what your end of this topic looks like. So you send this link out to your kids, and then they record their videos. And then when you go in from your perspective, this is what you see. So you'll see all the people that have responded, whether people have replied to them, and then you have a number of actions that you can do to it. So you can download it, you can comment on it, you can edit it, all sorts of different items that you can do. So let's create a topic, and I want to show you kind of that creation point. So inside this grid, so let's create a new topic. and I'm going to call this topic, let's see, best assignment you've given this week. Oh, that's just title. So let's say best assignment of the week. What was the best online assignment you gave this week? Okay. You can add all kinds of things to it. You can do a video introduction. So when they click on it, they actually see a video. You can upload one. You can link a YouTube one. You can upload an image. You can add an emoji to the front of it. Do that guy. And then you can set a time for it. So this is pretty handy. If you want to just make the students only have 1 minute to respond, more is not better in a lot of these cases. You can do more options here. This is where you can do all sorts of cool things. So you could turn on moderation if you like. This is probably a double-edged sword here. This makes it so that you have to approve them before other students can see them. So this is usually when I leave off until I find that students are doing inappropriate things. Hopefully yours don't. This allows them to reply to each other's videos. If it's just something about you gaining some insights from them and you don't want to create this long sort of reply string like would be on I guess a social media blog or something, you could turn that off. And then you can make it inactive when you get the content, or you can just keep it active, or you can freeze it at a certain date. So if you only want it to live for maybe 2 days and then make it shut down, you can do that as well. What else? You can allow some of the other add-on tools like sticky notes, let students edit after they're done, all this sort of stuff. And then some feedback tools as well. So when you're happy with all those settings, just hit create topic. And then it gives you the URL. And you can also copy and embed code as well as the URL. But if you just want to share the URL with your kids, that's all you need to do. So you can copy the URL and then send it over to your students on the other end. And then they will start filling out the grid. And when you log in, you'll see all of their responses on here. This can be used for all kinds of cool things. You can aggregate the responses. You can download all of the responses if you'd like. And there's all sorts of other cool features they're adding. I haven't used many of these, to be honest. Mixtapes, I think, allows you to take your best video responses and combine them into a cool new mixtape, as I call it, to share. Grid Pals is just, I guess, a social media thing to share with other teachers. I have no idea what the Disco library is, but looks like it's just maybe discussion starters. Shorts, no idea what this is either. This is, I guess, just a video creation tool. Most of the things you're going to do are going to be in Grid or maybe mixtapes if you want to share them back with your students. So that is Flipgrid. I'll be adding a new video about how to actually embed this content into Schoology for my middle campus teachers. So that is it for now.